Hello, everybody. I am live. This is Budget Tech Reviews. Mike here, and this will be probably my last live and Q&A session to go along with it for the year 2017. Excuse me, I just ate Wingstop. And anyway, I'm gonna see if I can wait here to see if I can get several viewers here. But I don't know because it is late if I'm going to achieve that goal of getting some viewers here. So let me see if I can actually get on my phone here and see if I am live, and if anyone wants to join in on the conversation, that's completely fine also. Let me see. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me lower that really quick. So 2017 was somewhat of a slow year for Budget Tech Reviews. I tend not to buy a lot of items anymore. Will cost me money, obviously, to review for this YouTube channel. I remember when I first started back, probably late 2013. Back in the day is what I like to call it. When I first started YouTube channel, I was just like doing, and I still kind of don't know what I'm doing to this day, but you know, I've gained a little over 6,000 followers on this channel. Kudos to me for for having that many followers to begin with, you know. So anyone that follows me, thank you guys for subscribing, first of all. I really appreciate it. You guys don't really know how much it impacts our lives. People that do tech reviews, people that create their own content on YouTube, just because this is somewhat of a backup source of income for me, and people don't realize that YouTube has that potential to allow people to come on here and create content just, you know, for fun. And you know, it could be anything. It could be something they really like doing. You have people that are into gaming. You have people that like to, you know, make their own type of film and television type of stuff. And then you have guys like me who really enjoy technology, and yeah, for me, over the past few years, I've really come to terms to the fact that technology is kind of, it's slowing down a little bit. Not really slowing down, but when I say that, I mean that everything as far as cell phone usage and, you know, new technology that is coming out, like such as consoles, video game systems, TVs, you know, it's getting better, but it's not dramatically getting better, if you know what I mean. Hey, I have one viewer. How's it going? And I don't know if there's a chat enabled for people to actually enter like what they want to say here. I'm not sure what's going on. But if you are watching, feel free to comment. Feel free to watch and share the video. Thank you very much. So again, you know, recently, and you know, this is a thing that I had done earlier in the year. I had an iPhone 6S, and the 6S was my primary device for the past year. Then probably late July, early August, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna switch back to Android. Okay, Android is my, you know, was my first smartphone experience, and I really enjoyed it. And from there, I decided to get the Google Nexus devices. Google Nexus devices were at the time probably on par with iPhones. When the iPhone like 4, 4S, and 5 came out, I had the Google Nexus 4, Nexus 5. These were all great phones, to be honest. And I had the Nexus 4, the Nexus 5, and the Nexus 6. But after the Nexus 6, I kind of deferred away from it, and I started using Motorola products. You know, I was using the Moto G, 3rd generation. I would have people send me devices like the Moto or the LG G4 at the time, which is 2 years ago already. Now it's the G6 and the V30. If you guys are if you follow smartphones, and Well, I had the LG G6 and I had it for about a week, and to be honest, that device really disappointed me. I thought since it was a flagship device that I was going to get a lot of, good stuff from it. And the only thing that I really enjoyed from the LG G6 was the camera. The rest of the phone, aside from the screen, probably very subpar. The internals of the phone, I don't know if it was just bad, technology or just because of the chipset or whatever, but I was getting such bad lag. And I'm talking about that my iPhone 6s was getting better response than devices. So let me see if can I live chat from here. Hello. So again, my iPhone 6s was at the time was running than my LG G6. And excuse me, I'm trying to watch myself live while I'm live. Look at that, me. But anyway, I was like, yeah, the LG G6, it's a newer phone, so I'm gonna have a better experience. I was surely disappointed. Apps like Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter would lag exponentially, and it was just a bad user experience. Layout itself was actually pretty good. The way LG had set up its user interface, I really liked it, but at the same time, it really just didn't what I wanted to use in the user experience. It was very buggy, very laggy. So from there, I switched back and I got Z Force 2 because I was really impressed by the Moto phones when I had them. The last phone I had prior to that was the Motorola G 3rd generation. Now they're on the 5th. And Motorola has to capitalize by adding fingerprint sensors and making the screen bigger. They think that that's going to make the phone better, but the point of those phones back in the day was to make the phone's price range go down so that consumers cheaper, and they would not. And then from there, you see the Moto G 4th generation, and then the Moto G 5th. And you're just like, wow, what's going on? Like, they went from $100 budget phones to $300-400 phones just because they upped the size and the screen. So to me, that was really, a bad thing on Motorola's part. So anyway, going forward, I had the Moto Z2 Play Force Edition, or the Z2 Force, which again, there's the Z2 Play, and then there's the Z2 Force. There's again, Motorola is just making a bunch of different devices for no reason, because they're just trying to confuse consumers into buying one product when they have like 10 others. I really enjoyed it when Motorola was owned by Google, and then Levino bought them, and it's just like what's going on there? Like, Google, you should just kept the rights to Motorola. I know you just wanted to buy off the copyright and or whatever, the entitlements to what Motorola owned as far as the phone technologies, but kept it because you could have released a series of devices that could have blown away the iPhone. So that to me was just a big slap in the face to the public. Yeah, you probably made $4 billion off of it, but you could have made way more in cell phone revenue if you would have just kept it, and you could have continued to use that as the Nexus lineup, or other devices, and kept devices like the Moto G, the Moto E, for people that are budget savvy like myself, to continue using those devices and to continue buying them every year because they were good devices. And now it's not so much. Hello, whoever's joined. If you don't mind commenting in the chat below so we can know who you are. But anywho, 2017 again was not too much of a big year for tech reviews. People from Amazon send me items for review. Recently I had the Aome's Sport, the second version of it, and I was blown away by that device. It was a really good phone. I was not disappointed, and if you guys want, you can check out the review video. It's on my YouTube page. Secondly, the device I reviewed before that the Z Blaze smartwatch. It's an Android Wear watch, and again, that was another Amazon seller that sent it to me, and I was a little disappointed in that smartwatch. The only thing that I really kind of liked about that watch was the screen on it. It had an AMOLED screen, so it was really nice to look at, and I liked the wristband. It was, but at the same time, it died in like 3 hours. So anyway, hoping to get some more viewers here, but if not, I guess I'm going to sign off soon. I wish I had the type of following that other YouTube creators have, guys like MKBHD, YouTube channels like Android Authority, whatever, Phone Arena. I remember a couple years back when I was a little less busy, I would stay up hours and hours just on YouTube watching different product reviews from these different YouTube companies or YouTube, channels, which is what they are. But these channels turn into so much more, and it turns into jobs for people, which is one of the reasons why I, stuck with YouTube, just because I thought going to be something that, helped me out, and it did for about a year or so. Financially, at least I was, bringing in a lot of extra income, and I'm talking about, 4 figures, nothing too exponential. I'm not bringing in like millions of dollars like some YouTube people, or 6 figures. I'm talking about 4 figures, okay? So 4 figures, to me, it was a lot of money, for people that are watching this and can take a little bit from it. If you're a content creator, guys like Aloha Android, Tito Escobar, Magic Tech Reviews, CV Tech Reviews, all those guys that like to continue to make content, talk about smartphones that aren't iPhones, not flagship devices like the LG G6 or the Moto Z Play, or I don't even know what HTC's coming out with nowadays. Like, that's how it's really down to just really 2 devices now, in my opinion, and that's the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And again, you have all these other options out here, options that we're not even aware about. They have a lot of smartphones on the other side of the world that we don't even know about. So this is just here in the U.S., but that like to use smartphones, and you're not just an iPhone guy. Like, myself, I actually recently switched back to the iPhone 10 to be specific, because of the user experience. Now, when I talk about user experience, I mean everything has to be solid, okay? App usage, build quality, the way the phone actually runs, battery, etc., like that. And it's very rare that you find a phone that has like all these good qualities, speakers, sound, just a lot of little things that people don't contribute. A lot of people just buy phones just because getting, and I'm one of those guys that I like to do my research, and I like to see how the phone and feel how the phone works before deciding to make a purchase. And I had watched several reviews on the iPhone 10, and I had an iPhone before, the success, people say, yeah, it's an iPhone, they're all the same, etc., like that. But the iPhone 10 really throws out features that, you can't get. And yeah, people are going to bash on little features like animojis. Phone nowadays are a must for the most part. But if you're looking at a device like the Google Pixel, whose camera is still highly acclaimed, better than the iPhone 10's camera, and that phone was released before the 10, and it's only a single lens. It's not 2. It's just 1. Takes better pictures, not just the back, but the front facing camera also. You can imagine, phones like that, they go a long way. And the smartphone industry, it really shows what Google's trying to bring to the table. Apple, again, is probably always going to be #1 when it comes to phone sales and device sales, not just phones, but they have their earbuds, they own Beats, they own a lot of different things, okay? Apple TVs, their MacBook lineup, the Apple iPod, You know, they haven't ever expanded, you know, economy of items that are just out there. iPads, iPad minis, you know, iPod nanos, iPod minis, you know, whatever. It just keeps going. But anyway, I'm just kind of ranting here. You know, one of the reasons why I wanted to chat on here is because I wanted to see if there was anyone that was going to leave a comment below or something like that. But I'm not getting a lot of that, or I'm not seeing anything actually. So, you know, I just want to, you know, again, thank whoever does watch my YouTube channel, whoever's watched me in this video this long. I really appreciate it. I know I don't, you know, beautiful videos ever, and my voice can get annoying sometimes to people probably. But at the same time, you know, I just do this for fun, and you know, I'm not an expert videographer. I'm not an expert video editor. Joined, but at the same time, you know, I try my best to do with what I have. I don't, you know, again, I don't go out and buy a lot of expensive devices, and I don't plan to. You know, if I'm lucky enough, I'll get someone that'll find my YouTube channel and they'll actually message me and they'll request a review video. And a lot of these items are no-name items, just like my last review, the AOMA's Bluetooth speaker, which is on Amazon for about $40, and it's a waterproof speaker, guys. And I tested it out. It works great, and it's probably one of the best Bluetooth speakers that I've had that someone has sent to me, and it's probably in the cheaper $29.99. I think that's really cheap. Yeah, you can go to, you know, Walmart, Best Buy, and probably get something of lesser quality there. And of course, you have JBL and you have the Beats audio pods, but audio quality, that speaker that I had that I just reviewed is a lot better. Okay, in terms of sound quality, in my opinion, and build quality. Okay, and believe me, I've held both type of go with that. Whoever's watching, can you please comment so I can, you know, say hi back, whoever it is, unless you just want to continue watching. If you have a question for me, please throw it out there. I'm live streaming. This is just a Q&A, so if you have a question for me, whether about smartphones, video games, television, Game of Thrones, or, you know, shows like Shame, whatever. You know, I like those shows. I recently just bought the new Call of Duty for the Xbox One. If you guys follow my YouTube channel, I actually have the new. I just bought an Xbox One S, not the X, because I just don't feel the need Xbox One X right now, just because I'm not heavily invested into gaming as I used to be, and just because, I mean, why am I going to spend $500 on the system when I spent less than half of that on the One S? And yeah, it's a 500 gigabyte model, but at the same time, you know, it was a lot cheaper. And I have a 4K TV that you guys can see in my YouTube channel as well, the TCL 55-inch Roku TV. That was another budget item that did not cost a lot of money, but at the same time, you know, I'm not going to go and spend to $3,000 on an OLED panel when, you know, I can get a 4K LED panel that gets the job done. You know, you know, my eyes aren't that good, so whether or not it's completely crisp sharp, it's whatever. Let's see here. What else can I talk about before we end I guess this Q&A session, this live session? Well, 2017, like I said, it was a decent year for budget check reviews. I would say it was better than 2016. 2016, I didn't throw out a lot of content. Same thing for 2015. 2015, I really didn't do a lot because I was going to school and I was trying to take care of, you know, my classes, etc., like that. So 2015 was a slow year for me. 2016 was a slower year. I didn't review a lot of items, but only because, you know, I just didn't really have the necessity to do it. I do plan on 2018 to continue making YouTube videos. That's something that, you know, if you guys 6,100 viewers of mine, which again, I thank you guys for subscribing. You know, I'm just a normal guy. You know, I'm from the state of Texas. For people that don't know who I am already, and people that aren't fans, you know, hey, but you know, I'm just a blue collared worker, you know, that likes to do this on my free time. And you know, again, I'm not a 1 million subscriber person. I hope to one day be at least over 10,000 in the subscriber count. That's gonna, hopefully blow up my channel a little more. When I hit 5,000, I was like, wow, but now I have a little over 6,000, and I'm just like, whoa, it's still growing surprisingly. But again, if you continue to watch my videos, thank you. Please give feedback in the comments, whether it's good or bad. I like to read it, even though the bad comments I like to stay away from. Yeah, I know I say things like and yeah a lot in my videos. I get nervous just like everybody else does in the world. I'm not the best public speaker ever, and I'm not the best videographer ever, but I'll tell you what, I will give you my honest feedback in all of my videos on whatever I'm doing. What I like to show you guys these items because there are alternatives to things out there that you see in places like Best Buy, Walmart, even places like Big Lots or whatever. I mean, being an online consumer and user is always a big thing. And for me, I tend to order my stuff online a lot more than I do going to the store and looking at things on the shelf. And just because, and the reason why is because I watch product review videos and I do my research on items before spending a vast amount of money or spending a little money. I mean, I've gotten some good deals on some certain devices. You have websites like eBay, Amazon, eBay, so people use that still, right? But there, if you're a tech guy, you have Newegg.com. There's other websites, and I'm not gonna name them all. I'm just saying. I'm just giving free plugs here. Yo, what's up, Tony? Tony Vo. I don't know who that is, but hey, Tony. Finally, I get someone that actually responded. How's it going, man? Do you have a question? I've been doing this Q&A for a little bit of time now, so I don't want to, go back too much. But if you have a question or do you want to make a comment, if you want to give a shout out to anyone, please do so. And I'll make mention of it that I'm live here. If you've followed my YouTube channel, thanks again. But again, 2017, it was a year of ups and downs for my YouTube channel. Started off slow, and I just that this past couple months I've in the viewer amount, which is crazy, because I'm seeing close to 1,000 views a day now on my channel, which may not seem like a lot to people, but it's pretty good. For some people, at my peak, at my top on YouTube, I was getting about maybe like 3,000 to 4,000 hits a day, just on view counts, which again does not seem like a lot to some people, but at the same time, it helps with revenue. Mr. Bruce Demoose, I like turtles. I don't know what that is, but thanks for liking turtles. I'm guessing that's your username, Mr. Bruce Demoose. But hey, I used to have turtles when I was a kid. We would actually go fishing for them in canals that I lived by, which is kind of weird. Flopping around in the canal and ditches. But turtles can be very scary because they have those little clappers, and clappers are not fun to mess around with. I'll tell you that much. I've got bitten several times as a kid. Okay, but going forward, guys, I want to thank you guys who have interacted so far. Please, continue to comment. I'm busting out my wireless charger here. That I got off Amazon, or not even Amazon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Wish app. But again, I told you guys how I have the iPhone 10, right? I bought this little wireless docking pod for about $5, maybe less, or I paid like $1 on the Wish app, and it seems to get the job done. It does work with my iPhone 10, and it should work with anyone that has a wireless charging phone. Let me plug this back in, I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, well, give me a second. But for the most part, it works, and for the price, I can't complain because some of them are more expensive than others. The technology from Wishgood, it really depends what you order, Tony. And again, you know, you have to really look at the comments and the star rating of the seller, and you really need to look at the item. There are some products that I've ordered off the Wish app that are just trash, and you can tell it's from China and it was cheaply made. Let me give you an example. Like there's items that I've ordered, like not just technology items, but like decals for my car. I ordered like this little turbo decal that was like $1, and it came in broken. It was like it was snapped in half. So that I was just like, you know, like. And what else have I ordered? Shoot, I can actually go back to my list right now and show you what I ordered. But this item right here, was my little wireless charger, is probably the last item that I've gotten. I mean, I can't complain. Sometimes the stuff works, sometimes it doesn't. I've ordered little photo attachments for cameras, like wide-angle lenses for cameras for smartphones. Didn't work out so well for it, and it cost me like $5. I've ordered SD cards, 128 gigabyte versions of SD cards, and they worked for a little bit and then they crapped out. But again, I feel like you kind of get your money's worth there because you don't really know, like the brands are no-name brands, and you can get products like Macs or Dells or whatever off the Wish app for a lot cheaper. Like you can probably get like a MacBook Pro for like $300-400 or a MacBook Air, but you have to be careful because some of these are refurbished items. They're not brand new. A lot of the technology is older also that they try to sell. But for the most part, you know, I would recommend it if you want to save money. But if you don't, then I would rather you go to an online seller like Amazon or even eBay, someone that's a little more trusted. That way it's easier to get your money back, because again, like on the Wish app, it's not so easy. To me, it's not so easy to get your money back because I actually have had a couple complaints on items that I've gotten and I never got my money back from the seller, unfortunately. So you really get what you pay for, and sometimes what you pay for is not what you want to get. So did you have any other questions, Tony? I'm watching myself down here while charging my phone on the wireless charger, and I'm just chilling. Shouldn't be drinking Dr. Pepper this late, but whatever. It's about 11, almost 11:40 from where I live. Earlier, I was watching some Dragon Ball Super, and I am watching the Japanese subbed version of it, which is not fun because they're probably on like episode like 100 and some in the English version. Yeah, just be careful, Tony, on the SD cards. I would not get an SD card unless it's a brand name like SanDisk or whatever. You're better off just going to like Target or even Walmart, or you can even go to a store like Staples or Office Depot. Sometimes they have their SD cards on sale for really cheap, or even Amazon. You can get like a 64 gig memory card or USB stick for like $10-12, just depending on who and where you get it from. So stay away from the Wish app on that. I've also bought in like USB hubs off the Wish app, and they were just trash, dude. They were no good at all. Houston, Texas, Mr. Bruce the Moose. Hey, thanks for coming back, man. I know there's a lot of other videos that you could be watching, but hey, you're watching mine. I have a cousin that lives in Houston, and I hope you guys are doing okay out there after the whole hurricane thing that went on a couple months back. You know, there was a lot of damage out there, so I'm lucky to live in South Texas, so we didn't even see like an inch of rain from that hurricane that hit. So you guys, again, are very lucky to not have gotten, or I'm lucky. You guys are the ones that, you know, had the bulk of the damage, and my heart goes out to had been affected by that, because it was a lot of damage and it cost so much money, and it's going to take a long time to really get back to where it used to be in Houston. But hey, Astros won the World Series. I'm not a fan of the Houston Texans as a football team. I'm a New England Patriots fan. People were like, "What? You live in Texas? You don't like the Cowboys? You don't like the Texans?" No, I don't like the Cowboys, and I'm not really a fan of the Texans. Although, if I had to choose a Texas team to cheer for, it would probably be Houston. Okay, so, oh, I bet it was a crazy night for you, Mr. Bruce the Moose. I hope I'm saying that right, by the way. And I'm sorry, I'm looking down here because I can only see the comments on my phone live. I can't see them live on my computer for whatever reason. I'm broadcasting live with Hangouts. It's weird. But you know, what smartphones do you guys use? Tell me, what do you guys use for fun, or tell me what you guys are using and what you like about your smartphones, or etc. Or what type of video game systems, if any, if you guys play video game, if you collect anything. I'm a big wrestling fan, so for people that don't know that. Okay, I am. But anyway, yeah, I'm a big wrestling fan, and I collect Funko Pops. I don't know if you know what Funko Pops are, but they're the little square boxes that, and I have a bunch of them actually. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to show you, but I collect mostly wrestling ones. But if I were to collect more, I would probably have way more of a collection than I would. But it's fun hunting for them and looking for them. A new lineup just came out for like the WWE. Razor Ramon, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, and The Rock, the retro version of him, where he's wearing like the Hawaiian shirts. Those are pretty good. The Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge, and you like the ones that have curved glass. I was never a fan of smartphones with curved glasses, and if you look at the Samsung Galaxy 8 and the Note, you'll notice that, yeah, the 8 is still curved somewhat, but I feel like Samsung is kind of trying to draw away from that now, just because, I don't know, the features and the functionalities of it didn't make any sense to me. I remember when the first Edge came out, only one side was edged and not the other, and it made no sense to me because I'm left-handed, and it was basically made for people that were only right-handed. So it's like, first of all, they're already biased when it comes to the person using it, because again, there is that 10% of the population that is left-handed, like myself. Glass protectors suck. Yeah, I can agree and I can disagree on that. I did have one for my iPhone 6S, and it worked pretty good. I never had any complaints. I bought it from that company called Zag or something like that, and those have lifetime warranties on it. And I can only tell you how many times I broke those and sent them in to get replaced. But every time they sent them in to me, I got a free one. So I only had to pay shipping, which was like $5 to get the replacement. But for the most part, they were okay. I'm not a fan of the glass protected screens. And again, I'm not a fan of the curved phones. The 6 Edge, I don't know. I mean, I didn't really follow Samsung at the time, and I had friends that had that phone, but they just were not appealing to me. And if you look at phones like, again, like the 8 and the Note 8, the S8 and the Note 8, you'll see that, those curved displays are not really curved displays anymore. They kind of just sink over the side, and there's really no use for it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but my sister and brother-in-law have the Note 8. You put my screen is really cracked. And on flat screen, yes. On curved, no. Well, shoot, yeah, I guess so, right? As far as screen protectors go on curved screens, I don't even know. Were there glass protectors for the curved screens? Flat screens, yeah. I actually had bought one for my iPhone 10 here, and you can see me. You guys can actually see the chat live here. I had bought one, but I could not install it right. I'm kind of crappy when it comes to that, so I just didn't install it.
So I just kind of stayed away from that completely. Or it's there. I just don't have. It was a waste of money. I spent like $10 on it at Walmart when I should have tried to get my money back. But I did. It's just a wasted trip. So chat going. Have 4 viewers now. So what other things do you guys want to talk about? Smartphones. Do any of you see yourself moving over to iOS anytime soon? Or if there's something that you really like about Android that you want to talk about? Again, I had the LG G6 and I had the Moto Z Force 2 or the Z2 Force this year. And there was good things and bad things about the phones that I would like to say. Like the Z Force or the Z2 Force was just horrible on battery life. It had like a 2700 milliamp battery, and it was just the worst. It would die like after like 6 hours. I couldn't even get a full day. I had to have the power saving mode on all the time, and I didn't even bother buying one of those like extra juice cases for it just because. So I ended up turning in the phone a week later. It was fast though. It was really snappy. The one thing that really disappointed me about the Z2 Force for the Motorola was the camera. I thought the camera was going to be a lot better, and it was just really grainy. It was slow also. I feel like a phone that's that snappy should have a camera app that works fast. Compare it to other phones like the Note 8 or the S8 that probably take way faster pictures. And of course the iPhone. The iPhone takes photos like this. But the Z Force 2, oh, so horrible. It would lag just to open the damn camera app, and it was so frustrating for me. So you're looking for a new phone, but you do not know what to get. Well, if you're currently running the 6S Edge, I mean, I wouldn't say no to you getting the S8. I mean, especially if you're T-Mobile. If you're T-Mobile, if you get an S8, you get another one free, right? But if you are looking for an experience where it's just pure fluidity, where the phone just works and you don't have any issues, I would probably go with the Pixel. Although if you watch reviews and you see reviews, you're going to see that they've been having issues with the screen, but that's more for the Pixel XL, not so much the smaller version. So, and again, it has the same camera sensor on both phones. So, if you're looking for a pure vanilla Android experience and the newest version of Android, I would get that. And if you're into big size screens, the Note 8 would be a good phone. Me, again, I was, a part of that movement where I didn't care to have the flagship device. So like me, if I were to get another Android phone right now, I would probably get the Huawei Honor 6 or 7 or whichever number they're on now. I would probably try to maybe get the OnePlus 5 or 6 or whatever number they're on also. That's a $500 phone, but it's half the price of an iPhone, and the build quality of it's just amazing. Phones like the Moto G, also whether it's the 4th or 5th generation, which are a lot cheaper than the actual flagship devices like the Moto Z, but at the same time you still get a good bang for your buck. You get fingerprint sensor, you get all the Moto Mod features, etc. like that. You can do that. Even the Moto E. I have an unlocked phone. Well, that's good. If you have an unlocked phone, Tony, then that means that you can basically move from phone to phone. So if you're not above buying devices that you're not too afraid to work with, and I would go with the Pixel, man. If not, then if you're into Samsung or if you're into brands, if I were to get another LG phone, for instance, I would probably either wait for the G7 or I would get the V30. But only because the V30's camera is like so highly acclaimed to be like one of the best smartphone cameras, and it's got to be top 5. Again, my iPhone 10 camera, I've taken video and I've taken pictures, and I am not disappointed in the quality whatsoever. So, I mean, I want to thank you guys for chatting with me. Shoot, I mean, I only have 2 people in the chat, but hey, 2 people is better than 0 people, right? But you know, Christmas is only a few days away, and you know, you guys don't have to spend a lot of money to get nice little gifts for your family. Uh, you know, if you like Bluetooth items that are inexpensive, I would suggest going to Big Lots. Actually, you can get a nice little Bluetooth speaker for less than 20 bucks, just depending on what the item is and what the brand is. They have multiple amounts of Bluetooth headsets. I'm talking about like headphones and earbuds that you can get also. What else? Just little things, I guess. You can buy like Bluetooth, like speakers for your TV. You can buy sound bars there. What else? Who knows? What's going on, guys? So Bruce the Moose, Mr. Bruce the Moose, he says that he likes the Samsung, but he likes the iPhone 10 camera. So, you know, again, I'm not disappointed in the iPhone 10 camera. And one thing that I love about the iPhone X or 10 or whatever you want to call it is that it's fluid, and I can't get enough of phones that are fluid. Okay, fluidity means that I can go from one app to the other with no stuttering or no lag or, you know, change in performance of the device. And I can have 100 apps open at once on this phone, and I'll still get the same performance if I'm in an app. Okay, so that's what I mean by fluidity. Okay, again, the only other phones that I've had that can compare to the iPhone on that are the Nexus line of phones, which Google doesn't even make anymore. But again, the Pixel line is basically the new dub version of the Nexus. So, you know, if you want an Android experience that'll give you that experience of the Android, then I would go with, you know, the Pixel. And you just said that there's drama going on outside your window. I hope everything's okay. I don't know what's going on, okay? But anyway, stay safe, you know. Lock your doors, hide your kids, hide your wife. But anyway, you know, I want to thank you guys again for being a part of this live Q&A, or just chit-chatting with me. You know, 2 viewers is better than 0 viewers, right? So I guess I want to give them a closing shout-outs. You know, I want to give a shout-out to my buddy Tito Escobar out from New Mexico. I think that's where you're from. New Mexico, Arizona, wherever, dude. I hope you're doing well, bud. I know you've been busy with your job, and I know that you've kind of strayed away from, you know, making YouTube videos, etc., and that you're off doing other things. But you know, I do remember watching your videos back in the day, and you know, both of our YouTube channels, you know, were kind of even at one point, and then you surpassed me, and you know, kudos to that, man. I'm happy for you, and I hope you continue to make content. And you know, a big shout out to MKBHD if you're watching, bro. You know, maybe we can meet up one day. You know, if I can make awesome videos like you, if I can get that those type of shots and the editing quality, right? Yeah, I think he left. That's okay. He said there's something going on with his outside his house or whatever. So hopefully Mr. Bruce the Moose is okay. Tony, any last words before I take off, bro? Because I'm gonna probably end this video, you know, soon, so I can continue watching some Dragon Ball Super, just to chill, enjoy the rest of my night before I work the rest of the weekend, because it's gonna be a long weekend. The neighbors are fighting. Interesting. Okay, I'm just reading some interesting comments here, guys. So again, thank you guys for, you know, tuning into my YouTube channel. You know, I don't know if I'm going to review anything before the year ends, but if you do, keep an eye out. Just hit that subscribe button, and you can see that my next review video. Or, you know, sometimes I might just go live like I am right now, and just chill, you know, talk to you guys, just depending. I don't get a lot of chances like this where I'm just on my laptop or phone streaming live. So to do now, you know, I can do it again soon. But, you know, again, make comments on what you guys want to see, and I'll try to get videos for you, you know.
as far as tech reviews go, 2018, I hope that's going to be my biggest year in tech reviews. I hope to continue gaining followers and just going from there. I want the videos to get better for you, and I want my overall channel to just continue growing. So again, thank you guys for watching so much. 2017 was a good year, but 2018 is going to be an even better year for technology and budget tech items, items that are a lot cheaper that you can get online or through sellers on Amazon, etc. like that. Or hey, even places like Walmart and Big Lots, they sell, cheapy $5, items that, I might decide to review one of these days. So we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, please hit that subscribe button down below so you can get a lot of good content from me. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone that don't celebrate Christmas, and Happy New Year to everyone. This is Budget Tech signing out for 2017. We'll see you next time.